Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Quite a while ago, I promised you guys that I was going to do a video talking about these 3 new Christian fiction authors that I read and tested out, and it has been a long time, and I still haven't done the video. So today, I'm finally going to sit down and do it. So the 3 authors I'm going to be talking about are Sarah Sundin, Kate Breslin, and Melissa Tagg. 2 of these were misses for me, but one of them was definitely a hit, and I can't wait to read other stuff by this author. If you've watched my videos where I've kind of talked about it, you know which one I really liked, but I want to give you the rundown on why I liked each of these books and why I liked each author. So let's start out with the 2 misses. So first, Kate Breslin, I read For Such a Time. This is the story of a Jewish girl during the Holocaust, and she falls in love with a Nazi. There's a lot of tie-ins to the book of Esther. They quote scripture from Esther and try to compare Esther and the king with this girl whose name is Hadassah and this Nazi. At first I kind of liked it and was intrigued by it because I don't know, I thought it was an interesting story and I liked the Esther aspect of it. But as I continued to read, I definitely agreed with a lot of the reviews that I read that it really was weird that she was falling in love with a Nazi and she didn't. There was only like a couple of parts where she was worried about that, but she didn't stop those feelings and she just continued to fall in love with him, even though he continually showed himself to be an evil person. So yes, I agree that anyone can be redeemed and that eventually, there could be hope for them, but I definitely think that she should not have fallen in love with him while he was still continuing in his sin, really, and didn't have any remorse about it. Like, he was being nice to her, but also sending all these other Jews to concentration camps. So it didn't make any sense. And then there was just a lot of kind of innuendo in this book and a lot of like an intense moment happening, and then there would be a kiss, and then an intense moment, and then a kiss. And literally they died kind of because of the fact that they were like kissing or having some romantic moment. So I definitely did not like this book because of that, and I don't think I'll be reading any more of this author's work. I understand that some authors can write books that are like not that great, and then they can have some books that are really good, but I think that if a book is just so bad that it's not worth reading more from that author. There obviously was Bible verses in here, but other than that, just the Christian content didn't influence the way that they were living and acting. And there was just, like I said, a lot of innuendo. There was quite a lot of violence too, and I felt like it was a little much at times. So this is an author that I would not recommend. Then the next author that was also a miss for me was Melissa Tagg. I read Now and Then and Always. I have had some of Melissa Tagg's book on my list for a long time, and I may still go pick up the Autumn by the Harbor series, or I think it's called Near Harbor, something like that. Autumn by the Sea. I'm getting them all mixed up. But I've seen a lot of people talk about that series. Now and Then and Always, I don't have any friends who have read that one, and I did not like it at all. One of the biggest turnaways for me was actually the narrator. Did such a bad job, but I tried to still enjoy the book even regardless of the narrator. I ended up giving it 2 stars, and at first it just felt like an average Hallmark love story, which there's a time and a place to listen to or watch movies like that. But this one just felt way too over the top, and the love was really the main focus of the book. Yes, there were the problems with trying to like fix up the house and make money and fix other relationship problems in their life, but the main focus was just that they liked each other, and it was definitely so like cliche and attraction at first sight, not love. And then there's like the kissing before you're even sure whether you want to date each other, which I just thought was really weird. And again, there was just too much romantic stuff in here for me, and I didn't like the focus on that, and there wasn't that much of a storyline besides that. If that makes sense. So there was some funny things in here, but definitely not worth it for me. So this one, I didn't think that the author was quite as bad as Kate Breslin. I did find some of the storyline interesting and some of the characters, and I may try another book by this author, but definitely not one that I would go out and recommend right now. I'll let you guys know if I read more of her books and really enjoy it, but as far as right now, Melissa Tagg is not like, I wouldn't say a Christian author. There was not very much Christianity in here, and the little that there was felt kind of like rewards based, like find the girl and then find God so that your relationship can go well. So I didn't like that aspect of it, and right now would not recommend Melissa Tagg. But the last one I read was by Sarah Sundin, and I really enjoyed this book and ended up giving it 4 stars. So Until Leaves Fall in Paris. This is about American ballerina who's living in Paris and the Nazis are coming, and she meets an American who's living in Paris with his little daughter. And the ballerina is, she owns she owns a bookstore, and they kind of bond over that, and his daughter is just so sweet. So as I was listening to this one, I definitely was like almost crying walking through the grocery store, which I did not expect that. Oftentimes when I'm listening to a book, I don't really get very emotional, but this one really was written well, I think. And it had a great storyline aside from the romance. The romance was kind of just like a side thing. Obviously, it influenced the story, but there was other things going on, and they more, I think, liked each other for the right reasons and had a healthy relationship instead of it being very physical and romantic. And then the little girl was just so cute. That had me thinking about my little sister and her funny personality. And I actually did learn something about history and about Paris and World War II. The only problem I did have with the book was like the large time jumps. It felt like the relationship was going really fast, but it was because from one chapter to the next, there was maybe like 6 months of time in between. As far as cleanliness, this one was far more clean than the other books. I don't remember much Christianity in here. Well, yeah, I think they do go to church a couple of times, and there's a discussion about, judging people based off of first impressions. So I think there was a lot more Christianity in this one. And there was only a little bit of kissing, and then there was a wedding at the end. So I really appreciated that. I've already bought another book by Sarah Sundin. You probably saw that in my book outlet video that I recently did. And I look forward to reading some more stuff from her. So there are 3 new Christian fiction authors that I read and did find a good one. I'm very picky with my Christian fiction, and if it's going to be under the name of Christian, I really look for it, one, having Christian content, but also being a lot lighter on the romantic content. So I enjoyed Sarah Sundin, and she does check the boxes for those requirements that I have, and I look forward to reading more of her stuff. So let me know down below if you've read anything by these authors, and if there's a particular book that you really like by them or don't like, and I will see you guys back here next week. Bye!